Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Pros and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. My name is Kahala, and I'm your host. Well, today we have a very dear friend of mine, my soror, my sister, my rider is here because we're going to have a real conversation about women and Black women in corporate America and y'all, the big quit. Okay? So you know when your mom and daddy and your family members be like, girl, you got that good government job, you got that good corporate job, but you step out on faith into the big quit. So today with us is my line sister, my ship,
Yes.
Latoya Isom. Hey, girl.
Ship. I am happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am so happy to have you here with me today. Of course, you know, we had the episode when we first started in the D9 sequence that we've been doing, and some of our line sisters came on and you couldn't make it.
I could make it.
But here you are.
I'm here.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And them sister locks is locking, boo. Like,
Listen,
honey,
don't give me the big head. I always wanted to be goals, and it just done sprouted on out.
Honey, you and my best friend Christy, when I tell y'all the way them sister locks be locking, like you make me want, I be like, maybe I should
Come on
consider that.
over.
But it's a transition, right?
It is,
It's a
but
journey. So if I could go from this to this, but this took you some time. So
It did. It took 7 years, but I'm telling you, at every stage, I loved it.
You did.
I loved it. I embraced it. It was something new, and I look good at every stage. Just the confidence, baby. I'm coming with it.
I mean,
every
come
stage.
on, Alpha Kappa Alpha Woman. Let's go.
Listen.
So, and I guess that's a really good place to start because the 7-year journey with your sister locks, you were in corporate America that whole time.
Absolutely.
And now in today's society, we have the Crown Act and all these other, initiatives and legislative pushes to make sure that we are more inclusive and more accepted in our work environment, no matter how we show up. So, let's start there.
Let's start there. Okay. So yes, I found out about the sister locks and I love them. I'm just like, you don't have to do anything to your hair. I just go, I just jump, I commit. But there was a question. Here I am in corporate. How would they see me? How would they view me? Right? So I did a lot of research. They were small. I was really banking on them not knowing what it was, to be honest.
Okay.
So I took the leap. I took the jump to start the sister locks. I wore them. They're pretty neat. So I wore them curled all the time. I embraced it. I will say in the beginning, I did crochet on them a lot. But other than that, I just embraced it. They didn't know what they were, to be honest. So when they were asked, I was like, these are sister locks. And for people who were close to me, they're locks, right? Dreadlocks. Of course, we don't like to call them that. However, it was just the embrace. So 7 years ago, it wasn't that popular, but it's the confidence.
Okay.
Who you want to show up to be, and that's how I did it.
And I love it. And, a lot of people will probably, see my pictures or, the types of way that I wear my hair. My hair is natural, right? I haven't had a relaxer in 8 years. And I was scared, right? I was, because I have 4 CD, EFG, HIJK hair. We gonna keep it real on this episode today. Okay, we going places that we ain't never been on Pros and Politics today. And so I was not afraid to embrace it, but I was in politics, right?
Absolutely.
I'm a lawyer, right?
Absolutely.
And so people have these impressions and ideas, and our soror Marche Belk, who is now Judge Belk.
Okay.
When she was on some time ago, before she took the bench, I told her, I was like, boo, if I had your level of confidence at your age,
absolutely,
honey, I don't know where I would be and what I would do. But I tell a lot of women, especially professional women, depending on the setting, you kind of grow into that. So don't be ashamed of yourself or whatever, because you're like, well, should I wear this red lipstick, or should I do this, or can I wear a red suit, or whatever the situation may be. Because you kind of grow into that, and you grow into it with the time, with the skill.
Absolutely.
As you develop your craft and people respect you for your work and your work ethic, then you can kind of show up. But you should always, no matter what, whether it's day one or year 100, you should be able to still show up as who you authentically are. And so I think now our culture is moving into a space or a place that whether you 15 or 45, baby, now's the time to be who you are.
Yes. And you know what? I like that. I love that because that was not always the case. Went to, graduate from U of I. So both, right?
ILL. Up in
I, right.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost feel like we were groomed, right? Mm-hmm. We were groomed. And when you go into corporate, you're groomed. I've taken classes on, hey, don't show up to corporate without a little makeup on your face. Mm-hmm. Always be presentable. Like it wasn't show up as your authentic self. It was not that for me. I had to grow into that. Mm-hmm. And that, like you said, took time. I needed to learn my worth. So now that I know my stuff,
and she knows I'm gonna show up, baby. Like if don't nobody know their worth, my soror knows her worth. Show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And I know I went on maternity leave with William, with my 9-year-old. And I said, you know what? I like organic products. I like, to try to avoid chemicals as much as possible. And it was before all the litigation with the relaxer. I said, you know what? I feel like the Lord was telling me to let that go.
Right.
And so I said, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going maternity leave. And these folks ain't going to see me for 3 months. And I'm going to go and I'm going to try it. And baby, when I tell you I went natural, that was what, October?
Wow.
Of what was it? Must have been 14.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I've been natural ever since. And, I prefer people like, oh, well, you wear it straight for Kahala.
Right.
Right. It's not a European stand. It is a Kahala stand.
Yeah.
I mean, we was together on New Year's Eve and baby, it was curly and up to here. Like, I like how I look based on my standard of what I think is beautiful. So again, I would just like it if it could instantly turn into that. Okay. But since it's not going to instantly turn into that transition stage, baby, we all know.
It's something.
Yeah.
It takes you through a life journey, your whole, your whole being, but it's a journey. I actually made my now 13-year-old. So I locked her when she was 5, and it was a journey for her because it was not the norm. It wasn't as popular as it is today. So she went through her whole transitioning, but she's strong. She's a leader. She's better.
Our volleyball superstar.
Yes.
Our volleyball superstar. So we're talking about the big quit today.
Okay.
And we've both done it. Mm-hmm. Right? We both said, you know what? It's been great. It's been real. But we're moving on.
Peace.
So let's talk about first you, Latoya.
Okay.
We kind of skipped over that. We went right into the locks.
Okay.
So tell us about you, and then you can tell us about that big quit, honey.
Okay. So, that's a loaded question. I've been thinking about where do I go because Latoya is a lot of things. I have two resumes that somewhat merge, right? I have my faith-based resume, right? Which is everything. And that is who I am at core.
Christ, yes.
Right. So
it's at the core, yes.
Yeah. So God first in everything I do. Every move I make, that God first, right? I used to call myself a dreamer. Right. And then as I grew with God, I understood that he made me a visionary.
Yes, he did.
So he has given me vision since I was a young kid. And of course, you don't know until your life kind of unfolds. And every single thing that I have envisioned and asked God for, he has given.
Yes, he did.
He's given it. And it's been amazing. But I walk with him in all things that I do. So that's my core. But moving further along, I'm also this corporate person. I'm just really goal oriented, very ambitious, and I'm just gonna achieve some things. So started off from East St. Louis, Illinois.
Yeah, let's take it all the way back.
City of Champions.
Let's be clear about some stuff.
Right, please know. East St. Louis, Illinois, City of Champions. You know what? It's so much there too. I grew up running track. And I actually had the Jackie Joyner Kirsty as my mentor. And when I say that, people probably kind of skim through it. No, real live mentor, like somebody I can go to. I was a representative of her center She let me speak in front of her so that I can go represent in Springfield for her, corrected things, and taught us, me and along with a lot of other my peers, how to dream, how to vision, how to make things be
She's
come
amazing.
true. So she is amazing.
Beyond amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? God he really gives you clues that you're on the right path, because just 2 weeks ago, after my big quit, I actually ran into Jackie. And I'm just like, and all I could do is smile, because I'm just like, man, life is moving, and it's moving great. So all that to say, I went to U of I, graduated in agriculture consumer economics, went on to get my MBA. From there, started into corporate. So a couple different jobs, but I've been in corporate for my entire career, and just working my way up. And so never boxed myself in. So I've gone from being
You do not box.
recruiter.
Let me tell you something. When I say visionary, knows her worth, and will not allow anyone to box her in, I'm taking notes, sis. Let me tell you, I may be older, I may have whatever. I'm taking notes. Know that.
That's awesome. So yeah, I'm not a box person, and I do accredit that to the first corporate job I had. If you felt like you can do it, they let you apply, right? They didn't say, okay, you got your degree in this, so you stay in this zone. And that's how it went. So I went from being a quality assurance agent, recruiter. Then I moved my way into IT. How did that happen? Nothing but God. But from there, I've been in IT for over 10 plus years under the umbrella of HR. So HRIS is normally what it's called. And I've just worked my way up. So, and now I'm in management. But what do I have to say about corporate? So entire life, that was my dream. When you graduate from U of I, I'm going to climb to the top and be CEO.
Absolutely. You want to be partner.
That's
you
what
graduate from law
I'm doing.
school and you want a big firm job because you got your briefcase and your bun and your designer shoes.
Absolutely.
And you want to be partner. Absolutely.
And I'm going to make this money.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Get that
getting
bag,
in
honey.
my bag, right? And that has been my focus, like just really getting in my bag, getting a niche for myself. Okay, what can I provide that no one else can provide? What is that niche for me? So pretty much just worked my way up. Like I said, 10 plus years, 11 years. So what do Kahala want to know? It's a lot there.
But you are many things. You're a wife.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
To a wonderful husband, Dennis.
I am.
Your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
To 2 girls.
Absolutely. Ivy.
Yes.
Ivy. Okay. And Soraya.
Goodness. Yes.
And we can't forget Chocolate. Go
And
ahead and tell us
Chocolate,
about Chocolate, please.
My Labradoodle. He's the favorite person in the house. He do not talk back. And he is the most loyal.
Yeah. She loves her dog. Okay. So corporate.
Okay.
And then one day you said, I quit.
Yeah. It took me a while to get there. So
it does.
Corporate, I'm at the top, money-wise at the top, right? So money ain't a thing here. Let's put that on the table. So money was at the top of the game with money. So no issues there. But what I found out more so is my worth. And so I will have to accredit that to a program called SLBDI.
Okay.
St. Louis Business Diversity Initiative Fellowship.
Okay.
So for a whole year, just this past year, I was a part of a program for minorities. It's a leadership program.
Okay.
But it's so much more than that. It's a program that allows you for a year to reflect on who you are as a person and where you want to go. Where have you been? How do you brand yourself? And then on top of that, it was maybe 122 people in my cohort. You have all of these people who are surrounded by you, who have worked their way through corporate as well and have the same experience. Well, for those who know corporate, you're not always in the same place at the same time. It's not many of us. and we're never in a group.
Right.
Because that scares them too. Like, let's just be honest. It's never a group of us together. But in this program, it was. And the support that I received, the information, someone just saying, hey, you're not crazy. That's really happening to you. When you don't feel heard or seen, or you feel like you got to outwork someone, you're not getting where you want to go in corporate, they understood that. They gave me a seat at the table, not one that I had to fight for. Because in corporate, you have to fight to have a seat at the table. And when they allow you to get to the table, you got to hope that they can still see you. They see you, but do they hear you? Do they value what you bring, because you bring something? If you make it to the table, you're bringing something.
Right.
But how much do they value? Do they value to give you a true seat where you have
influence
and
can make the calls and
absolutely
drive change? Correct.
Absolutely. So that was something that I found out in this program, and I just sat back and I thought, yeah, I'm making all this money, but how can I have the influence? How can I push more value, help people out if they didn't want that, right? So all that to say is it changed my life. It made me think about it. Okay, what makes me happy? It's not just the money.
Correct.
It's not just the money. So what do Latoya want? Latoya wants to inspire people. I want to bring people to my level. I want to help them grow. I want them to surpass me, because if you know anything about me, God has me. No one else can dim the light that I have. When I bring people along, when I push them above me, it doesn't dim my light. No. He's blessed me so much so I cannot.
He ain't done.
Right. No, he's not.
Not even close.
So with that being said, I said, okay, it's time. It's time. So I prayed on it. Everything I do, I pray about. And I said, God, I am exhausted. I have been living this corporate life, and I played the game well. I mean, I had no choice, and I loved it too. I was so corporate, right? But it's exhausting, because you have to come and you have to be your own motivator. Sometimes people not there to back you up. You don't have your friends and family. I'm sorry,
cheerleading you
on the job. Correct. You don't. So you have to come in, and then you have to tiptoe around the stereotypes of Black women. If I'm passionate about my job, then, there's other names about that. I can't come in strong, right? Because then I'm too strong. So there's a balance there. And I was tired. I was exhausted of playing that. So I prayed and I said, God, listen, I don't want to lose my money, y'all. I'm just being honest. Lord, I don't want to lose my money, but I also want to have peace.
Peace and purpose.
Peace and purpose.
Absolutely.
Well, my purpose gonna always be there besides the job. The job is nothing about the purpose, because me pouring into people, that comes without even having a job.
You do.
And so I have outside things that I have to come back and talk about that. But my purpose I have found where now I understand what God wants me to do. And now I had the ability to make that jump to say, hey, my purpose, if I'm going to align my life with my purpose, it don't have to be here at corporate.
Right. And so that's where the peace and the purpose comes in, because
Absolutely.
You were like, okay, so that's not how I feel right now. God, that's what I want. God, I know that's what you want for me. So lead me to that.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm ready. Now,
Absolutely.
Of course, we know we got to wait on you to be ready, Jesus.
Listen.
Of course.
Listen.
Okay, so that's the it for me, okay? Waiting on Jesus.
Ooh,
all right? Because I have wanted to have, through this season 6, I wanted to have this discussion for a while. And kind of President McMillan and I, the president of the St. Louis Urban League, we kind of had that conversation from a political standpoint, right? How you can win an election in a pandemic by 8,000 votes, your third straight election, and with 3 years left on your term, and be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And transition on to other things, because God had other things for me.
Absolutely.
Like, if God never told me when I was appointed and then elected the first time, that Kahala, this is what you'll do until you retire at 65.
Yes.
God has so much more for me than just that. And so that's what people don't understand, because what'd you say? Family members, friends, naysayers, haters, whoever, they're like, well, why would she do that? And how could she do that? And what? Because God said so.
Because God said so.
Because God said so.
And his
That's
doors.
how. And so, that for me was the thing. Because what did you say? When you feel that you've given your all, right? When you feel that there was a space and that you've completely grown out of it, like everything just coming out the cracks and whatever, there's no room anymore because God has blessed you to grow and evolve in such a dynamic and exponential way. And so you're like, okay, well, God, I feel like I've done everything that I can do here.
Absolutely.
I mean, 10 years and 10 months, because your mama be like, I'm like, Mama, I'm not a job flip-flopper. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, my last job I held for over a decade. Like, what do you mean? I know you did 41 years with the same company, but girl, don't nobody do that in the year of our Lord 20 and 24. Like, so again, just being able to, you feel that I'm not seen, I'm not heard, this isn't it. But one thing about it, a lot of times that's not even a slight at where you were.
Yeah.
If you're not made uncomfortable, if God doesn't put you in a uncomfortable situation, you'll never move. So I'm not even mad at you for not seeing me or not hearing me or giving opportunities that should have been mine to somebody else. Because what God has for me, it is for me.
Absolutely.
And if that was for me, I would have had it. And so that's why every opportunity, every blessing, everything that has come to me, it was mine. I obtained it. He laid it in my hands. He put it at my feet because it was for me. And what he has for me, can't nobody take.
Can't nobody take.
Yes. So please don't give yourself too much credit for that.
Yes.
Because it wasn't you, it was Jesus.
It was Jesus.
And so he made me uncomfortable so that way I would move.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. Like, the money was good. Things was great, but he makes little tweaks that makes you uncomfortable. So he can say, hey, now your time here is up. I want you to go do something else. And that something else, he just opens the door. You never have to fight for it. Listen, he just
blow that joke off the hinges,
he just opens the door. God is so good, guys. He allowed me to go through a whole year of leadership training, right? People don't normally do that, but I did, right? He allowed me to heal from toxic things that I had been through in corporate. He allowed me to let that go. And then he said, okay, now I'm finna put you in a place that you need to be.
Now you're ready.
Now I'm finna give you the role where I know you can help other people because you have let go of the things that you've been through, and you went through them for a reason. So that when you're over people, you'll understand what not to do.
Absolutely.
Right? You'll understand not to take them through that. You'll be more sympathetic because, sometimes we can get so high and forget, right? Yes, exactly that. So here I am. I said, you know what? It's time. And I believe that it blew them away because one thing about it, they were paying me well. Well, and it was highly unlikely, and I knew this, that someone would match that. But God is so good.
Yes, he is.
When I tell you, I said, Lord, I don't want to lose my money. And I didn't lose my money. I didn't lose it.
Jesus, I got kids.
He gave me.
I got kids, Jesus. I have a Labradoodle. Chocolate got to go to the vet.
Chocolate has to be in daycare. Listen, no. But no, he gave me it all. I didn't have to say, okay, I have to take on less. I got to lose money to get where I'm at. He said, no, daughter, you've done the work.
Exceedingly abundantly.
Here you go. I'm going to give it to you. And amazing. So here I am now. I left corporate. It was the best leave ever. I didn't leave on bad terms.
It was the big quit, all right.
Kick and shout. Guys, it was head held high, knowing that I did all that I could. I raised my hand. You weren't ready to make moves. So God said, okay, I got to move for you. And it was the best feeling ever to just say, okay, guys,
It's been wonderful.
It's been wonderful.
I learned a lot. I gained a lot. And here's the thing, God wastes nothing.
Wastes
so that's why I said
nothing.
it's not an issue of anyone being offended.
No.
Like when I tell you that I can do what I do now, whether it's this, right? Pearls and Politics, like I didn't come from a political family. Like I was a widow with a baby and I was approached and it turned into what it turned into. I'll never forget when I was first approached about being the circuit clerk. And the person was just asking the question, like I was sitting, I don't even think Tony had been gone a year yet, or maybe not quite 2. And I was the bread company that used to be downtown Belleville. And I'm sitting there with my that's when there was like an iPod or whatever. And our line sister's mother actually was the one who was like,
oh, okay.
I heard you was going to be the circuit. I looked at her. I said, wait a minute. I said, I am a widow with a 1-year-old or a 2 with a severe speech delay. I am trying to rebuild my life. I didn't know that's how that worked. You know what I'm saying? Because what I didn't want, my boss, who was the state attorney at the time, who was now a judge, I was like, what I don't want is somebody to out here feel like I'm looking for a job, because I'm not.
Absolutely.
And so I said, don't do that. I said, I don't know what that's about. So when I got done with my lunch, I called my mother on the phone and I said, Mama, you will never believe what somebody just said to me. Like, I don't know what this is about. I was minding my business. And she was like, okay, just calm down. So I got off the phone, and in front of the courthouse in Belleville, there are like ivies or something, or like green plants or whatever.
Right.
And I remember saying, I stopped and I said, God, if this is you, then, but if it's not you, don't ever let it come up again.
Absolutely.
And then 10 years and 3 elections later, baby. And so again, but God used that to put me where I am now, currently in my current position. And then he used that when he was like, you keep asking me for more. You keep asking me for an idea, a God idea, something else that you can do. The more I have for you, I would not have been able to like have that conversation, right? Like have these conversations. I wouldn't know the senators and the reps and the legislators, and I wouldn't have a relationship with the director of ISP who came on the podcast. He wastes nothing. So that's why I'm like, I'm not mad. Don't you be mad, right? I'm just gonna be out here giving God glory.
Amen.
Growing and glowing and doing what he has for me to do as I help people. So whether I'm helping people as a public defender, whether I was helping people in my private practice, whether I was helping people as an assistant state's attorney, whether I was helping people as general counsel of a state agency, whatever, or a platform where I have people who will be like, that episode on mental health, like when you have someone tell you that's a mental health practitioner and they tell you, I had somebody contact me and they're now my client because they saw me on your platform.
Absolutely.
Like, just to be able to continue to grow in God. And so, yeah.
This is huge. Huge. And it's a blessing to be connected to you. Right? It's a blessing to see that.
Don't make me cry.
The first, it's a blessing.
Don't make me
so he wastes nothing.
No.
He does not.
No.
There's a reason why you my line sister. Listen.
And there's a reason why you're mine, and we're going to keep that between us for now.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to come back, and we're going to have a whole nother conversation.
Absolutely. So I'm, for one, am proud of you, and it's all divine. So no hard feelings. Corporate made me who I am. It's going to help me develop to where God is taking me. Will I ever go back? If God divine me to go back.
Exactly.
There's no hard feelings there. Every path is for you to grow. Every path that you are on, whether it hurts your feelings at the time, whether it doesn't, because there's a lot of pain there, right?
Baby.
There's a lot of pain, but God is so good, right? First of all, he waited to let me come on here so that I wouldn't even, I can't even talk about the pain because I'm in such a great place. But it did not happen overnight. Everything is not perfect, right? I've been through a lot. But God. But God, because the way he shows out, you talking about double for your trouble?
Now, you know that's my
Listen,
thing.
it is.
You know
And I had to tell you because I'm sitting here. People just do not know, right, the struggles of what you have to go through to survive corporate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rough.
And as a Black person, as a Black woman, I tell people all the time, like, there's a difference. There's a difference in being Black, being a woman, being a Black woman. And if I have to explain to you the dynamics of the three, then don't even worry about it. Like, don't even worry about it, because if you don't already understand from your belly, me trying to articulate life experience and everything that God has shown me or everything that I've been through, it's no way for me to truly get you to understand. And so the way we have to navigate, the way we just have to do all the things that we have to do, but we do it.
We do.
And we do it with such grace. Because I'm going to tell you, all the time that we've been together, like, you've never had anything but great things to say about the company that you transitioned from. And even now you do. Right. And so we're talking about less about that and more about just being like, I know my worth now. I know my worth. And you know what? God is going to show me some things and take me some places. Yes. And I'm not going to be scared to leave where it's great, where the money is great, where I'm advanced. Like, I'm going to be able to say, you know, did I hear you correctly, Lord? Okay, I quit. Okay.
I'm walking on faith.
It's great. But it's great. But okay, Jesus. All right, well, we going. Because wherever you lead, wherever you take me, baby, it's okay.
Absolutely. So, because you just never know who you're there to help. You just never know. And so, as long as you walking in God, he got you. There's no want or need that I don't have. And again, like, it's just amazing. So here I am, happy. Every day I wake up, and granted, it's honeymoon phase right now. That's what they call it. But I know that at the end of the day, it was the best move. The best moves are easy. It's easy on your heart, no matter what the people on the outside are saying, right? No matter other people's thoughts. Like, you know, if you're rolling with God, you know how God rolling. He's not going to let me fail. He's not going to let me fall. No. And if I do, he's going to catch me. Absolutely. So if you have that type of faith in God, then you good. Yeah. Listen to him, pray about it, and make your moves. And that's what I've been doing.
That he has for you. A hope, a future, an expected end, not for tragedy or not for.
Absolutely.
And you know, the three scriptures that I rebuilt my life on over a decade ago, you know that, because I post it all the time and I speak on it all the time. Double for my trouble, beauty for my ashes, and my ladder will be greater.
Absolutely.
And when I tell you it was ashes, it was, and when I tell you he did everything that he promised.
Yes.
You know, and so just to be able to say that I can continue this walk with him, and what'd you say? If I fall, he gonna catch me.
He's gonna catch me.
And I don't always have to fall. We just gonna be walking. Like, he gonna carry me. He gonna do all the things that he needs to do. But yes, you have to be able to say, I quit.
Yeah, I quit.
Yeah. So now what?
Now what?
It's done, right?
It's done.
2 years ago for me, just a little bit ago for you.
For me.
Like, what's
next?
Just living
and enjoying and pouring into people who want to be poured into. Pouring into people who respect that, who want to hear what I have to say, right? Who I can help build up. Anything I have. One thing about me, if I know the information, you will know it. I'm never holding on to things and not handing it out, because nothing God give me is just for me. I could have been selfish and saying, look, me and my family gonna be good. Like, we good. We together, we making money, I'm living my life. But it's not about that. It's about what more that I can do. As God bless me, how many other people can I bless? What can I pour out? Because he's not shining. I mean, he's shining a light. And so I have to make sure that I'm pouring out as much as I can. So if you want to know information about corporate life, if anything, that any type of information or value that I can bring to anyone, I'm there.
And you have so much value. Let me tell you about your words.
Oh, man.
Okay. You have so much value.
Mm.
You are priceless. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. The light of Christ shines through you, and you are not here saying anything to me that I don't know from almost a decade of knowing you to be true.
Don't make me
If
cry.
I say, Ships, I'm doing this, let me tell you who going. This is one of them, okay? I ain't gonna name names because I don't want nobody to get offended, but we know, and you are absolutely one of them. You are so genuine. And
Thank you.
When we talk, when the Line Sisters came, it's the sisterhood for me. Like for many people, it's many different things, but I have a brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my rider, that's my goon, right? But I got 26 sisters
Absolutely
in that endeavor.
Yeah.
And we've been riding for 8 years, and we gonna ride forever. We gonna be sitting here completely gray, Sister Locks and Bob completely gray. The kids gonna be grown. We gonna be retired, and we still gonna be riding.
Absolutely.
Will you come back?
Absolutely. Please have me back.
We will come back. We gonna come back, and we gonna talk about all the things.
Yes. Definitely appreciate the platform being here. It's an honor. Listen, it's an honor. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for tuning in today to Pearls and Politics Podcast, where we are polished and poised for greatness and impact. We thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you had as much fun as we did and inspire you, hey, to make that big quit if you need to, but trust God and do what you got to do. Absolutely. So in the meantime, like, love, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.